Hello everyone and welcome to Wednesday's edition of my Week in the Life project. So today I wanted to get painty and colourful and a bit messy. So I've got my paper that I'm starting on here and it's vintage paper from a boys annual or something similar, and it's got a go-kart on it which doesn't really go with anything that I will be journaling about today. So I try to cover part of that up, just to get rid of part of that image. And I went through my flower stencil with some modelling paste to give it some texture, and then once that has dried, I'm going over the top with my white gesso, and then I'm blending out the edges. So I focused a lot of it on the right hand side where I'm going to add a lot of colour, and then I'm blending out the edges so I can fade out the colour and just have it on one side. I've got this beautiful pattern paper here. It's from a American Crafts collection, but that's all I can tell you. I can't remember where from. I know it's very, very old, but I absolutely adore it, and I've saved it for ages because I didn't know what I wanted to do for it. I know I wanted to fussy cut some of the flowers, but you know when you really love something and you can't bear to use it. I felt a bit like that with this one. So today I thought, no, we're going to use it and we're going to create something beautiful with it. So I've used the colours of the flowers from that paper as a starting point for the colours that I've used to paint over my page. So I've gone for that sort of pink and corally orange and then a bright yellow. And as you can see, I've sort of blended all of those colours together, and then I'm adding splatters over the top as well, trying to focus the colour splatters in the colour that I've already painted, if that makes sense. And this is really beautiful. I love it. It's got really nice texture to it in person as well. I'm now going to cut out lots of those flowers. I don't cut out all of them. I've still got some saved for another project. But I cut out quite a few. I know I wanted to use quite a few. And I want to use one to anchor my title for today's pages. So I'm using the day of the week that it's happening as sort of a title page for each page, for each spread, so I know that they all go together. And I used a sticker sheet that had these little letters on to write out Wednesday. I've stuck them onto the floral cutout, and then I sewed through that as well just to keep everything secure, and I've glued that onto the page. I'm using tacky glue and double-sided tape to glue down my floral embellishments, particularly over the areas that I have the modelling paste, the raised texture. I want to obviously make sure that they stay where they are. I'm just figuring out this first page how I want it to look, how I want my composition to go, and then once I'm happy with my photo placement, I can get those floral clusters stuck down. I'll then stick down my photos. I used some sellotape there just to strengthen the inside fold of my paper. It's quite thin, and wherever I've added the floral clusters, I wanted to make sure it was nice and secure, and just stabilises the paper a bit more. I'm backing all of my photos with some white printer paper now, and then I've stamped these labels onto vellum and added some double-sided tape behind them. I've then trimmed them out, and that's where I'm going to add my timestamps and captions. I'm trying to think of different ways to caption each photo each day so it doesn't all look the same when I'm finished. You can see I've got a little helper doing some beautiful drawings with me there. It's like the minute my camera is on and he's around, he has to come and see what I'm doing and have a little bit of a play on my desk as well. So I've got those photos stuck down with the little captions on them. You'll be able to see them better in the photos. It can be quite hard to see them on the screen right now. And I added a small leafy florally sticker to the bottom of my page. So there's just a bit of a blank space there, so I wanted to fill that in. I wanted some more black because I've got the black from the letters for the title, and obviously my photos are black and white as well. Where it's so colourful, I just wanted to make it a bit more striking. I wanted to make black a bit more of a feature. So I've got this stamp set with some leaf designs on it, and I've decided to use a couple of those and stamp them all over the page. Where I've already stuck everything down, I'm just using a piece of paper to cover up the photos and floral elements so they don't get stamped on as well. I don't want to have I want it to look like the leaves are coming out from behind something. I don't just want them randomly on the page. So I'm going to scatter them all over my page, and this really just adds that pop of something to the page. It was just missing something and I didn't know what, and I already had my stamps out, so I thought let's give that a go, and I absolutely love it. Because I liked the black so much, I'm going to carry on with the black on the next page that I'm working on. So I've got this crepe paper, Maggie Holmes paper pad, and I've had it a while. I've used most of the papers in it now, but there's this black with white polka dots, and I thought I would use this one today. So I'm going to get that stuck into my journal now. And again, as I said before, that paper that I'd painted on was quite thin, so by adding a pattern paper on the back, it stabilizes it a bit more, doesn't feel quite so fragile. So I've got my photos here. I'm just working out where I want them to go on the left hand page, and obviously I'm going to carry on with those floral fussy cuts throughout each page, so it's a running theme and they all go together. As I said before, I'm trying to do 3 pages for each day, apart from Thursday it only has 2, but you'll see why. So I've got my photos backed with white paper and stuck down. I've added 2 journal spaces for those photos where I've added my journaling in, and I've stuck down more of those beautiful floral images. I'm now going to work on my last page, and it's this beautiful blue pattern paper, but I just wanted to brighten it up a bit and add more of this floral stencil. So rather than modelling paste this time, I've gone through with some of my distress inks. I think I used an orange and a pink, and I've just blended them through the stencil to create a bit of interest for the background. And this looks really nice. It looks a little bit green in some areas because I'm painting onto blue with orange, but it just adds something extra to the page. I just wanted to have a bit more colour on it. I don't know if you can see, but I already know where my photos are going to be stuck down, which makes this a lot easier for me to stamp those leaf images over the page rather than having to mask off parts of my photos. So this is a much better way to do it if you think about it in advance. So yeah, I'm going mad with my stamping of those all over the page. The black ink that I use is always archival ink, so I know that that is staying where it is. It won't fade or anything. You can paint over it, you can spray water on it, it won't damage the stamps at all. They also stamp onto vellum and pretty much everything, so it's a fabulous ink to use. So as I said, I already knew where all of my photos were going, so I'm going to get that stuck down now. Here they are all finished, and I'm adding those captions in with those labels that I created previously. I'm going to add this little white flower to the edge of my page. I made sure I left a space to add 1 more of those fussy cut flowers in, and the bit that's hanging over the edge I'm going to cut off and stick to the other part of the same page, so nothing gets wasted. I'm adding a couple of little label stickers to the bottom of my left hand page. I just felt like it needed a few things, so under the photos I've added a couple of things, just generic word stickers, nothing too inventive. I've got this sticker sheet that you can see on screen. There's not much left and I really want to finish it, so I'm trying to use up some of those in that video. And these are cardstock stickers, so again, they are sticky, but I like to add some tacky glue behind it just to keep it nice and stable. I'm sticking down that other part of the flowers, like I said, that got cut off from the previous page, and I think we're all finished. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you, bye bye.